matched right now.
This is what you want though, isn't it, in a quarterfinal? You want that back and forth affair, and it looks like we might be about to get just that. All of the players looking well and truly locked in despite the delays, and whoever wins this has got to face the prospect of Fnatic waiting in the wings. That's a daunting prospect in itself, but to get there, they've got to win this series. Let's get into map 1 to kick things off here with our amazing casters.
Thank you very much, Ian. Yes, let's go ahead and get into the action. DRX first and foremost going to be here on the attack. You see a bit of a fan out here. FDR stack over towards C, and that's exactly where we have nearly 4 members of 100 Thieves. So lurking back here over at Waterfall can very quickly reinforce Nature and Cryo should they need to, but it seems like DRX may be looking to go take a sniff over towards the A side of the map.
Yeah, I think getting a little bit more contact than maybe they were hoping for with Buzz and Mako. You can use that paint shells paranoia combo to try to bust through the site to kind of keep that right-hand side on lockdown, you know, knock somebody off who's on top of the site with the paint shells, use the paranoia to clear off that right-hand side if possible. Now you've got Flashback scooting his way over there as well. An interesting change between the last time we saw Lotus from DRX is Sky for stacks instead of the Fade.
Fade's going to be going out frenzy from Buzz, not going to be able to find the kill. Now Nature going to be taking down Flashback as well. 2 quick kills. Going to be spotted in Mako, trying to get over to the door, cut left. Down to size. Asana claiming him. Foxy9, deep lurk all the way out through B. Does manage to find one, but the spike is going to be stranded at Mound. Stacks needs to try to hold his ground, gets the dink, can't get the kill. Low HP bars on 3 members here, but Foxy9
oh, they know.
Having to push to the poison orb, won't be able to find a single one of them. You will get the final shot. 100 Thieves will get the pistol.
Yes, this is read really well by 100 Thieves. You know, again, DRX trying to set up for this combo with the utility. You know, clear the site with the mollies from the Viper and the Rays. Use the paranoia to kind of block off some of the vision on the right-hand side, but it's really well dodged. Plus, you have 4 out of the 5 members of 100 Thieves already on the site anyway, making it a pretty easy affair. You know, Foxy's lurk probably has a lot more impact. He was just kind of waiting right outside of B for the longest time, just watching that double door. And then waiting to see if anybody would try to push out. Nobody did. So let's see what DRX wants to do here with just a very
Flashback
low
is so low.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and recover.
Caught by that C's too.
A bit of damage found there. And that decay coming through. Oh, now going to be spotted. Staying up on top of the rubble. Should kill here for the Omen of 100 Thieves. Stacks all the way forward on Mound. Looks like he's just going to be on orb collection duty, trying to get those Seekers up. So far, just the 1 charge. Foxy9, the only one bringing a Sheriff to the fight. He's going to be backing away.
You can see with this 1-3-1 setup that the Thieves are really suspecting that DRX would want to go towards B after their player got cut off towards A, but now it's getting pinged out. Let's see what they can get done here.
Smoke comes down. Paranoia at the ready, and this would catch just about everybody. Sends it out, does spot him. Mako not quite getting caught by it, but still ends up falling. Asana will get Buzz, as well as Foxy9. Cleanup comes in, a flawless round here in the follow-up. Anti-Eco goes the way 100 Thieves.
Just really well read here by Bang. He continues to have an extremely strong performance throughout this tournament. Perfectly timed paranoia, a great crunch play. The crossfires are there, and DRX, just not much they can do with that weakened weaponry. So able to keep over some pretty decent guns as DRX goes into their buy round. Vandals and Phantoms. A Guardian and a Vandal and a Bulldog. Going to be the big boy guns coming for 100 Thieves as they now spread the map a little bit. Toxic Screen going to be placed over towards A here early for Flashback. As again, this force of Buzz and Mako trying to see what they can get done at C, but well handled here by Asana.
Yeah, I mean, decent amount of damage across there initially. They back away. Okay, will expire. Now they don't know if anybody is pushed forward. Could be tucked around the corners there, the front side of Mound. So Mako wanting to try and dissuade anybody from pushing forward. Meanwhile, Flashback on a bit of a duo mission here alongside Foxy9, creeping forward. They get themselves over to Rubble. So far, not really finding any contact. Haunt comes out. No one spotted. Nature just going to be jiggling on the corner there by sight. Baby door is still not broken.
Yeah, not enough attention over on the other side, and if they see that this is Flashback, that's not really going to draw too much attention. He's often on his own for DRX, just kind of lurking around. Going to clear that alarm bot, but that's only going to send Cryo shifting a little bit. Everybody else is kind of keeping their eyes towards C. Now you're going to lead out with a lot of utility. Buzz caught by the paranoia.
Caught by the paranoia, but still able to win the fight. Tandem versus Spectre manages to get the better of Bang there. Taken down. Now Ascent is well going to fall. Heals come through. Stax just trying to top the back up as best as humanly possible. Shots through and a little bit low there. Squeaky bump time, but Mako still staying alive. Flash into its waterfall. Cryo able to turn away. There's the alarm bot. 3v5 for the retake here. Not much util. Another Haunt. A Prowler available. One Nano Swarm. No snake bites, and Prowler's not going to be able to spot too much of anything. Spam with the Stinger. Nature just trying to see if anyone's playing on top of the spike itself. The answer is going to be no. Swarm Grenade now going to be lobbed into the back. Mako looks like he's going to be out of range. That one actually lands up on top of the platform. Stax able to find one. Gets taken down by Nature, but now Nature falls to Flashback's hand. EU back of sight. Going to try to see if he can get anything on the exits, but it's going to be a headshot from Flashback to take him down. Spike will explode. Everyone will get away from the blast radius, and DRX will go ahead and pick up the bonus.
Yeah, a little bit more diligent on this execute than we saw in the pistol round from DRX. Committing the Trailblazer in particular really gives you a lot of extra information on where the players are. A good reaction here from Buzz after getting caught by that paranoia to take down the opening player. And from there, you know, DRX just able to kind of handle business well. You know, you saw a lot of, if you watch some of the player videos from yesterday, some of them talked about that Lotus C is one of the hardest to defend in the game right now. And the reason is there's so many tight angles, right? And you're so exposed to mollies and those kind of things, it's hard to get away from them. It's pretty easy to get flashed. There's a lot of open space for a flash to land and hit you, and only a couple narrow chokes as escape points to get out of. So you kind of have to play a lot of post-plant in those situations, be really cagey. Try to play it a little up close and personal that round with, you know, again, it being the bonus for 100 Thieves. Totally respect it, totally get it. But DRX able to kind of take advantage of that. Now trying to spread the map a little bit here is DRX in terms of changing directions, changing sides, making their way over towards A. Mako and Buzz often going to be the tip of the spear here with that paranoia and then the blast packs.
One away from the showstopper.
Oh, no.
Here for Ascent, and now Buzz going to be taken down, trying to blast back forward into the site, and Bang arriving up through connector, managing to find Mako. Bloody back and forth. It's going to be a 3 for 2 now as Ascent also manages to find Flashback. Oh, the weapon put away. Bang can't quite stabilize. Cryo is there for the trade. Stax now left on his lonesome. 1v2, and that ult is now available. Asana could just bring out the rocket if it comes down to it. Stax assessing his options, but they've scattered to the wind. They're out of audio range. So Stax will have no real idea where they're going to be. The creep forward. Asana there. Stax cannot get the kill. Asana stands tall with 18 HP. And 100 Thieves pick up a third round win.
Yeah, and this is some of the things that we're looking for 100 Thieves in terms of their coordination and their teamwork here. And right off the rip, yeah, Nature goes down with that Odin, but then Bang's right there on the spot to set up that crossfire from the link. This is just really nice stuff. They've got the lurk somewhat accounted for. This time it's going to be Foxy 9 instead of, sometimes you see it be Flashback, sometimes it's Foxy 9 depending on the situation, but still, really good fundamentals here from 100 Thieves. Despite kind of a, maybe looked like after getting that Odin knockdown that DRX was going to be able to blast through.
Well, maybe we're going to be seeing a rush play coming through from 100 Thieves because they know the DRX is going to be on a weaker buy. Looks like that's not going to be the case. Sending out the nades, seeing what they can assess over towards C. Had he pulled the trigger on it, he might have been able to get 2 kills. Decent damage there on to Cryo. They're pushing in, trying to find it. Foxy 9 as well. Tagged down to 45. They cannot over pursue, so they just have to back away.
I just looked at the buy, and everybody's money kind of sucks. Like it's not the best round, but a little bit more in favor of 100 Thieves, especially with this in hand.
Okay, needs to try to get the trade. Mako will be able to do so. Asana giving his life and the ult for that elimination, but doesn't get a trade up. And weapon can be recovered. They're inching towards it right now, but granted it is just a stinger. Maybe something to go with one of these players wielding a sheriff. Give them a bit more close-range firepower. Stax swinging around. Bang. ADS here with the Bulldog. Pulls off the angle. Trying to send up some covering smoke here, knowing that B is completely exposed at the moment. The turret is there.
30 seconds left.
So they haven't seen anything yet. Smoke gets sent out. Try to maybe fake attempt here over towards A. Buzz now. Lunging forward, looking for a target, spotting nobody. Likely just to send it over towards Waterfall, where it's not going to find any damage dealt.
Gives you the sight, gives you the ability to get in a post plant. Bang. Just going to have to wait this out, but still has the paranoia. So still a little bit of tools here, including the Fade utility to try to clear the site out. They know there's nobody towards spawn. So the pings come down. I saw the fade utility. DRX, a lot of attention going to be paid that way. Bang can find a good paranoia. This could turn into a pretty good retake.
Plus, sending out some paint chills, so trying to lay the paranoia. Very much going to be doing the same here. The approach from Waterfall now coming in. Buzz going to be taken down. Puts out a little bit of damage here. Headshot from Flashback, instantly finding one. Tries to draw down the weapon, but now suddenly again, it's going to be Stacks. The 1v2 this time. Can he get it done? Just has the Sheriff. He cannot. Already had held it to half. The defuse will come in. 4-1. 100 Thieves continue to rack up the rounds.
Now really nicely handled here by 100 Thieves. The patience pays off. And they're able to get through. Again, you know, they get value out of the showstopper. DRX does not. Yeah, DRX gets the plant down. It looks like maybe this one could go well. That's a great shot. But right as he goes to change guns, as he goes to pick up a new gun, Flashback gets taken down. And 100 Thieves able to hold off Stacks with just a Sheriff in hand. So far, so good. Really good here. 400 Thieves. Now DRX looking to see if they can maybe find a little bit more value. They've gotten some decent early picks, some decent early trades. But in the long run, 100 Thieves has been just a little bit more tenacious.
Not many players, as we were pointing out in the last round, able to really bank up any cash because these have been incredibly bloody rounds on both sides. One or two people really surviving at the end of them. Nature and Bang, though.
It's a Charles Dickens novel. Everybody's poor.
A decent amount of money behind them. Alarm bot once again going to be set up for this A approach. Oh, the swing out. Nature and you get one apiece. You just get taken down, but if you're 100 Thieves, you take that trade up.
The timing, they're so good today.
Good yesterday as well. Now the pit going to be invested. Nature wants to make this A site completely unassailable. Buzz trying to creep along the side, but Cryo's just so snappy with it. Nature spotted, dazed up, dips out of the pit. Now they need to try to push into him, and they cannot. Cryo swings back through, finds Foxy9, he gets Stacks, and 100 Thieves will continue on their merry way 3 rounds consecutively now.
Yeah, this is just really good stuff. The timings are so well choreographed here. The senses are really good for Cryo on that swing out. I didn't catch it. What did it say?
Asana, please marry me.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I get it. I get it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait,
we have a tag pause being called by DRX.
Woo!
The first one of the tournament. Seems like now that they've made it to the quarterfinals,
we did it.
They want to, Termi wants to get involved and make sure that they can try to turn things around from here.
Yeah, and I think this is a good time to start going the timeouts. I know that you really want to give Stacks the opportunity as that leader, as that IGL, to kind of work with things, figure things out. But sometimes you need to come in and just kind of calm things down potentially. Sometimes, you know, Stacks is a pretty emotional player. I think a lot of people have seen that on camera. He's known for pounding the desk a little bit or maybe trying to punch a monitor or two. So, you know, as great as Stacks is, as strong of a leader as he can be, sometimes, you know, you need to get in there and kind of put your foot down a little bit and calm him down. And, you know, Termi, been a widely, very, very successful coach for DRX for the last 3 years. So,
yeah,
you know, I know there's criticism thrown his way from time to time, but personally, in my book, he's been very, very good.
If I think back, I think it might have been the last time that DRX actually did play against 100 Thieves would have been at Champions Istanbul.
Sounds right.
And Termi was able to completely boom them with tag timeouts on Fracture.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll work his magic again.
Get wrecked, Sean Garris.
But right now, he's co-streaming.
I know, that's why I said it.
We love you, Sean.
Love you, Sean.
We'll see. 100 Thieves right now, they're looking red hot. The buy still going to be a bit disjointed here. We see 3 Guardians, 2 Sheriffs from the side of DRX. A buy down to 700 from Foxy9 as well.
Cover going out.
Sean's a real homie. He was one of the first guys on the scene when my shower door exploded in Berlin. So,
yeah,
you and him, yeah.
That did happen.
Yeah. Just a couple Guardians, 3 Guardians for DRX. A couple Sheriffs. Viper's Pit. Mako has his ult. Still the Nightfall in EU's hands. Foxy9 trying to hold this angle. EU, though, going to lead with utility. Quickly cleared.
Cleared, but Asana takes some more space, wants to try to push off the back of this one. Gets rid of that turret. Now Foxy9 having to rush forward. Not going to get caught by the C's. A little bit of covering fire trying to be offered up here by Mako, but it's just a Sheriff, and now there's a smoke in the way, and Mako is actually going to be the one getting taken down. EU just spray through and find him in the head.
Yeah, just getting some good shots through the smoke there. I mean, I appreciate Mako trying to come over and help Foxy9 out, but just not ever over-aggressing on that angle. Asuna so well position there with his maneuvering.
Now out, baby door. Ascent able to find one. Jumping back around the corner, trying to do some five. Flashback can only find one kill. Foxy9 again, trying to go on this walkabout through B, but the rest of the team already dead. Just the Guardian in his hands. Boombot to lead the way. The clear confirms the position. The paint shells are in, and he will not be able to find anything. EU, once again, will continue to be the finisher as 100 Thieves moves up 6-1.
And this is a great round from Asuna. Just the way he's maneuvering himself, the way he's positioning himself, not overextending towards B there in front of Foxy9. And then he backpedals, goes over to help towards A, does a great job crunching with the rest of his team, with Nature and the others. And then he's there at the end to kind of jump in front of EU to set up EU for the final kill. Do not even give Foxy9 really a good chance at finding even a kill there. So that's just phenomenal maneuvering, phenomenal teamwork here from Asuna in particular. A really impressive round from the Rays.
Now the full buy. See if they can get themselves a second round. I mean, we have seen those miracle runbacks from DRX, but given the way that
this
they've
map,
been
in
getting,
fact,
given the way that they've been getting dismantled, though,
I'm sure
so
Billy doesn't want us reminding him of that. But.
That's a fair point. But this just feels like maybe a bit of a bridge too far, unless something starts to click. Plenty of ultimates to try to utilize here for the side of DRX. Just that Nightfall available from 100 Thieves. See what comes into play is right now it's going to be Nature and Cryo trying to anchor this A site. Continue to see the slow creep up. Buzz getting closer and closer. Alarm bot around the back side of the box. For now, door going to be broken. Seeker's now going to be let loose. The turret can be cleared. Asuna spraying away, trying to get some damage in. Doesn't manage to find too much. Now the Nightfall going to be committed in, but Mako finds Bang right off the rip. Foxy9 going to get Asuna as well. 2 kills spotted, flashback, stabilizing, takes down Cryo. Now it's just down to Nature and EU in a 2v5, and that's a start. Flashback gone. Still more work to be done.
Yeah, 2 players left, both going to be coming from the same angle. Buzz, let's see if he can just end this round here for DRX, or if they're just going to save, maybe. Yeah, looks like they're just opting to wrap around, go for an exit. This is a really good piece of work here by DRX, being patient outside of A-Link, holding through, waiting for that toxic screen to go down, setting up theirs, making it look like they were thinking about an A hit in and of itself, but then it's actually a pinch with Foxy and Mako.
Damage maybe going to be found. EU is able to take out Mako, so one less rifle to be carried forward into the next round here by DRX. The rest of them will be able to escape, weapons intact. DRX finally break the win streak here from the side of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and that's every kill there for 100 Thieves is well worth it with how much money they banked up versus the economy for DRX. You know, the most any player had for DRX going into that round was 1,000 left over. So they're going to have to shuffle the economy around a little bit. But just really well ahead of that are Mako and Foxy, kind of able to sneak their way through B very nicely, through B main. Get in there, get a couple of those big opening kills that really set things up. But it's the map control, the map spacing that DRX is able to take that really allows them to gain control over the B site like that easily. Immediately, they're going hard towards A potentially.
And Nature almost getting caught, down to 51, can be healed. Oh, no, he actually can't. Never mind, Sky's on the other side. Mistake for myself, either way. Lucky to get away with his life.
We're so used to seeing Sky heals.
Yeah, Sky's
It feels like they're in like every map, yeah.
They're going for the El Clasico with the fade, though. EU just around the corner here at stairs. Pit is available from flashback. Tap on the door. Just a clear on that KJ utility that they know is going to be around the corner. Break that down a bit, but there's still plenty more to try to work through. The alarm bot, this Nano right here up front. Push onto the corner. Nano Swarm going to be popped to just try to stop them from moving forward. Snake Bite thrown down, but flashback, he's shown too much. Ends up getting taken out. Nature, however, dead to the paint shells. Mako will find Cryo. Tossing it out. Rushing forward, tries to get Buzz, takes him low. 5 HP remaining here on DRX's race player, but now it's all down to Bang in a 1v4.
And again, it's DRX taking that space early that really allows them to get these pushes going. Wow.
Gets one.
Woo.
Given that Buzz is as low as he is, starts looking potentially possible. Smoke down, but he doesn't know if there's going to be somebody on the flanks. Sees that Connector door gonna be shut. Sees the corner of Mako, the swing in, there's the headshot. Buzz gonna be taken down. Is he gonna be able to pull this one off? The paranoia connects, but Mako just holds to the spray. Manages to get the kill. A very close round though. Bang nearly dragging that one back from the brink, but DRX will find 3.
I thought he was going to get that on Mako at least. That paranoia was so good. Man, Bang here doing a great job. But again, DRX taking so much space in towards A main that they're able to set up these, combined fires where they're able to peek at the same time. So some good coordination now. We saw it earlier from 100 Thieves. Now we're starting to see DRX get into the groove themselves of working as a unit, working as a team. Great paint shells from Buzz to clear the back of the site, and then the follow-up. Everybody's flooding the site together, covering the right angles, doing the right things, doing the things that you expect from DRX. If there's anything DRX should be good at, it's executes, right? They should have some of the best drilled executes in the world.
Looks like we'll be having another tactical timeout. If you had to guess, likely coming from the 100 Thieves side of things, as they will want to try to slow things down here and not allow for DRX to run it back up to a 6-6 scoreline. So they will be pumping the brakes. Coach Six going to be chatting here with the team, trying to identify what DRX is doing, where they're getting caught off guard, see if they can't stamp them out, because they're still in a position to be able to make this a 9-3 half. We'll say though, DRX getting 3. This is ruined what I assumed was the Nate Shot narrative of a 13-0 start. Probably saw 2 rounds come in, and it's just like, we got him, boy. It's going to be 13-0. First map knocked out of the park.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's okay. We can slide the goalposts a little bit. You can say 13-3 now.
13-3, yeah, absolutely. I mean, frankly, like, Bang and Nature looking really good. Asuna has had a really good round in there. EU's looking really solid. Cryo's had a couple good moments. I mean, overall, other than that last round, things have been pretty darn clean for 100 Thieves. So now for DRX, giving, this timeout, getting this timeout out of 100 Thieves' hands, especially with all these ults for DRX, this is kind of an interesting point to be grabbing a timeout for 100 Thieves. DRX is going to have a lot of time to think about these ults. Of course, 100 Thieves also going to have time to plan and prep around them. I mean, you've got the Showstopper, you've got the Lockdown, you've got the Viper's Pit, you've got everything just about to throw at 100 Thieves in this round. So this is a huge one for this half to kind of make or break. Could be a big swing round.
Sees in case anybody had pushed forward to mound. DRX for the time being. Hanging back. Asuna going to try to escape. Showstopper on the chase. The second satchel going through. Sends it out. Not going to be able to find the kill. But still, decent damage across onto Asuna, who also gets clipped by the paint shells. Ends up getting taken down, but it's going to be a 2 for 2. Now a third. Just Bang. Just holds the corner. Wants to swap to the shorty. Those warning shots out from Stacks force him back for a brief little moment. Now goes jumping forward. Trailblazer going to go around the backside of Water. Doesn't spot too much of anything, and he exits out towards Waterfall.
But that's information that you have enough room to put the Viper's Pit down and get this plant at the very least. Make things a little bit tricky, but I saw some shorties floating around. 400 Thieves, so it could be difficult, especially with how cracked Bang is right now. Stacks!
On the flash!
What?
Stacks still takes the challenge. He had the backup there from Flashback as well. Brings us now into the 2v2. The Decay starting to roll through as Cryo goes creeping forward, and Flashback is able to keep him protected. Spam in, Stacks, one shot. Taken so very low.
They're all so close.
And that bite is going to kill Nature, knowing that he was not going to exit. Brings it now into a 1v1, but he has to play in towards the pit, which he's actually exited. Flashback tucked in by the box. Might just let this one drop.
He knows, or he suspects.
Trying to suss it out. Rotating back around, he's just trying to figure out, could it be Waterfall, could it be CT? Either way, Flashback is able to get the win. 6-4, DRX now with 3 in a row.
Hey man, Flashback said during the intro video that he was the least likely to clutch on the team. Well, that was a pretty nice one right there with that Viper's Pit. Stacks with that crazy aggressive flash pay out of the pit himself. I was like, whoa, buddy, you're going for it. Bang, looking so good in these last couple of rounds, so crispy with that aim. A great snake bite, but at the end of the day, Flashback just able to confuse his fellow Viper just enough to get that win. But I thought that round might be done and dusted, but that Trailblazer really allowed DRX to clear enough space to get that Viper's Pit down. So really good kind of patience with that utility. And something to really highlight here, if I have a minute, depending on how the action kicks off, is the difference between these two comps is, right, the Sky and the Fade. So what does the Fade give you? Well, the Seize Nade combo, probably the first thing that comes to mind. Flashback, though.
Trying to hold this angle. The triple push, even if he had gotten the one, likely would have been traded out, but for 100 Thieves, a big boon to get away relatively scot-free. Asuna only knocked down to 85.
Now they have a ton of info, Achilleos. They've got the turret on B site, so they know that's relatively clear. They've pushed all the way through A main into A lobby, so they know that's clear. They know where this is going, and they're shifting their weight. Yeah, the lockdown might be able to buy a little bit of space, and with this TP, exactly.
All 5 players are basically going to be here. Rocket up over the top. Foxy9 already dead. Pain Shells to try and delay. The Seekers connect onto Asana. He has to try to back out. Now the Detain is in, managing to find 3, and they just need to flush them out, and flush them out they shall. Asana and Cryo both taken down. Stacks trying to hold the smoke to push in, but the snappy aim comes across. EU falls, and DRX now just 1 round away from tying up the half.
Unbelievable. I thought 100 Thieves had a really good read on this. I thought they were going to shut this down, no problem. Even with the lockdown in play, you could just back off and wait for the retake.
You watch it back. The problem is, I think Asana sending out the rocket, trying to kill Foxy9. He's already dead. He needed to send that forward to actually destroy the lockdown, which was just around the corner. Had they done that, that triple detain does not come through, but I think that he got distracted. He got panicked as soon as he saw that Killjoy underneath of him. The rocket was too shallow to destroy the KJ Util, and then it all goes tumbling down from there. So now in with a pinch. Buzz standing across, trying to find something here. The pinch shell comes out from Asana. Boombot just going to be sent over towards the connector door. Will be cleared. Somehow, some way, no one died. EU tag down to 77.
Yeah, I've been impressed with some of the recovery and the scrappiness that DRX is playing with here. Usually, again, we think of them as a textbook team, a strategy team, an execute-heavy team, but when things have gotten kind of difficult, they've been able to dial up some really nice recoveries, and of course, maybe punishing a little bit of the mistakes from 100 Thieves in that previous round, but 2 rounds ago, again, with that Sky Viper combo, able to get themselves a win, that maybe, you know, sometimes DRX maybe can't quite always come up with something that creative necessarily. So this is good. This is the stuff that you want to see if you're a DRX fan. Them being able to recover from bad situations, not just from their own individual insane mechanics, but from well thought out, well crafted utility plays.
Main shot from Buzz still available. Could be big and defending top B here. So lockdown is going to be used. He's trying to see if he can get a bounce over onto that lockdown to try and destroy it. He's pushing forward, gets the headshot, the lockdown, gone. Buzz, huge. Keeping them in the sight, swinging on the corner, gets the Prowler, gets Asana, gets another paint shell, sends it forward, Bang trying to push up. Will finally be able to take him down, but Nature lost as Mako strikes him down. Max takes Bang, 6 HP, there's just no way for him to survive. EU, the last man standing, he will fall. And DRX somehow, some way, turn this half around and tie it up 6-6.
Oh, just, you know, once DRX took that timeout and kind of got their heads underneath them, I mean, they started playing some really good Valorant here. Great paint shells from Buzz. You know, I could see he was a little bit wary of it. He was like trying, he took his time. He's like, I got to make sure this lands or else my team is in trouble. And then he gets 2 kills to boot. It takes Bang to shut him down. But then the crossfire between Mako and Stacks to cover there, just really well handled. And this is more of the DRX that you expect to see. Really well coordinated, kind of anticipating their opponent's moves ahead of time there with Buzz that far pushed up right where the lockdown is expected to be placed in a perfect position. Land the paint shells. That's exactly what you want to see, and that's 5 in a row there towards the end for DRX. So what looked like might be a really one-sided, lopsided half quickly turned into even across the board, and now you got to kind of be wondering, like, has DRX found their mojo like we saw with them at Champs against Billy?
Could be the case, but we also need to see what type of Lotus we get here between these 2 squads, because we have a Pacific team, we have an Americas team. In every other region other than Pacific, this is an attacker-sided map. In Pacific, the only region
we play
where we saw throughout the entire season that Lotus defense was the higher win percentage. So which one will persevere is the big question as we get ready to jump back into this one.
We play backwards Valorant in Pacific. Like, almost all the maps were, like, switched of which side won which. Like, it was like Ascent was attacker-sided in Pacific and all this weird stuff where it's just like, yeah, that's just the way we play Valorant. You know, and that's why Paper X is so annoying to deal with, is because they play so unbelievably different. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what DRX here, you could convince me of anything. I mean, their defender side so far this event has been their weaker side. They've been really good on attacker side. On Split and Haven, like we saw earlier, their defender side a little bit weaker, especially on Split. But this is a very different map. This is a more Haven-esque map in a way. So for DRX, you know, going to spread it out, 3-2, just leaving the alarm bot to cover B. Try to contest some of this space early. Nature uses the haunt, or plays off of the haunt from EU. try to gain a little bit of space, and Asana's going to use that to take the orb. So, again, a good start here for 100 Thieves, I think. You're kind of being patient. You're getting what you need done. You're getting that orb, and you're taking your time, looking to see if you can make some pressure. Somewhat similar look to what we saw from DRX on their pistol.
Flashback could be flushed out of this position if Asana sends the paint shells over towards water. Spots that little nano swarm for now. Takes care of that. Swing onto the corner. The dink actually comes across. Bang. Taken dangerously low. With the help of the decay there. Still 63.
Going out.
There.
Doesn't want to take another hit like that. Door going to be tapped. Stacks around the corner, as is Buzz, working his way through connector. This orb is tapped now, grabbed here by Asana, who wants to be able to get those showstoppers up very quickly. Do your best Jogamo impersonation.
I mean, if you're doing Jogamo impersonations, things are going well for you, I hope.
Smoke used by Mako, only one that he has available at the moment. Now it's a block off C, but now the attack comes in here towards the B side. Buzz, however, able to find one. Find 3! Stays alive, and Stacks has the covering fire, and Mako catches nature on the lurk. A flawless pistol round here for DRX to kick off the second half.
Buzz, you absolute maniac, just gets ahead of this paint shells. And it's a little whiffy at first, but as soon as he turns to look, it is very on point. Runs out of bullets before he can find the fourth. Stacks there to cover. Unbelievable play from Buzz. Fantastic timing, fantastic game senses from the veteran DRX player. That's what you want out of a duelist. That's the kind of plays that Buzz has been so good at for so long for DRX.
And that very much helps you get a showstopper up quickly, as we were just talking about. You can see with those kills coming across, Buzz wanting to get that heavier rifle, has himself a Phantom Mako in the meantime, playing forward up towards rubble. Catches nature, just trying to lurk his way forward. And he gets struck down. The rest of the team now creeping their way into this C side. Flashback on the fall. Foxy 9 with spray transfer. Does drop the spike. Takes a bit of damage himself, so needs to try to back away. And EU running up over top, managing to take him out. Stacks with a headshot, however, puts him down. Then in over the top. Cryo dealing some decent damage. The Phantom can be recovered. A Bulldog going to be lost here from the side of DRX, but they do win the anti-eco.
Yeah, Foxy there under a lot of pressure, and only 4 bullets, kind of put himself in a funky position. I think because he was panicking because of the lack of bullets, that he needed to find an angle where he kind of had to force headshots to try to get out of that situation, because if he tries to hold that stairs and spray it down, you know, it's a very short amount of time that he can afford to do that for that double push. Kind of just ends up overwhelming him one way or another. So able to find 2, not able to hold on. So a bit of a sloppy one here for DRX. And DRX on their defender side and Lotus in recent history, just kind of taking a glance around, hasn't been going so great for them. 1-9 versus Cloud9 against Edward Gaming, 3-9. Last time they did well was against T1 at the 10 event, and that was 7-1. So they've had some struggles on this defender side on Lotus in recent history, post-champions.
Asana keeping pace here with Buzz. Just 2 charges away from both of these raises before those ults come into play. Looks like they will very well be the first ultimates that we will have in this half. Boombot at the ready. 4-man stack over here towards B, creeping up over by the connector door. Stacks interior of the site. The Prowler gets sent forward, confirming that there is in fact somebody over by tree. Paranoia going to be sent down here by Mako. Forces them back, and now they start storming their way into the B site where no one from DRX is there to greet them.
Yeah, this is great positioning, great calling. Love it when teams do this. Take control of A main, use that player to hold down B main, and then pivot off of that. Yeah, DRX is going to have to go full retake, trying to come way around his flashback, but he's got Killjoy utility to deal with, plus a couple players potentially.
That's the alarm bot. Alerting Cryo. He turns back. Just the turret going to be taken down, and now you see the wrap around. Going to have to try to go through the door, but Buzz eliminated. Mako dead. Stacks. 1 shot, 1 kill. Able to find one. Cryo taking some damage, but Stacks with this recovered Vandal has everything to do. Spots 1. Does manage to take another kill with him. Nature will fall, but Asana gets himself up to 3, and they keep things tight as it's 8-7.
Yeah, really, really nice stuff there from 100 Thieves. Avoiding catastrophic damage. Losing 2 players, not too bad against the bonus. So DRX there, able to find some damage. Stacks still pretty crisp, pretty snappy with his aim, which is good to see. You know, I think one of the things that kind of was hurting DRX was, you know, Stacks gets so focused on IGLing. He's talked about this publicly as well, that he gets so you know, into that mode, into his own head, that his aim was suffering. So it's good to see him at least be able to come through with some big moments. Buzz.
Oh, bang. Keeping board has to quickly jump back out, and he turns around and he just headshots Buzz. Showstopper not going to be finding too much of anything, but they'll still be happy to take the kill. Blanco now pulling all the way back into the site alongside Stax. And with one kill, they might think that there's only one player left here, so could end up getting caught off guard slightly as Flashback is once again very aggressively pushing forward out of C. Looks like he's going to slow up, though. Wants to wait for more information. With the spot coming through, it's Stax mowing down 3! Flashback is now free to go sprinting forward. The alarm bot be damned, it's deactivated. Now how has he gone and done that? 11 health to swing out. Mako getting one. Flashback arrives to find the other. But good Lord, what a lineup for the IGL.
Whoa. Well, I mean, I was just talking about how well he's been playing with his mechanics, and there you go. Case in point. Stax just absolutely bonkers, as the Seekers too. Showstopper for Buzz. That's just ridiculous. I mean, you dream of those. You dream of those sprays.
Play those narrow sight lines.
Nature's like, what? What, bro? I mean, those lineups like that, yeah.
Hard to sense that coming.
Yeah, and I like the play calling here from DRX too. A quick rotation from Flashback, by the way. Like immediately, as soon as all that utility was coming out from 100 Thieves to try to take control of A main, even though they lose Buzz for it, they're able to fall back, kind of keep control of the tree area, and then the doors as well with Mako. That allows Stax to hold that angle, and Flashback there at the end to make sure, one way or another, that round was going to be more favorable for DRX.
Looks like EU maybe catching a glimpse of Flashback shoulder. Fight going to be sent down. Asana has to back away. Only a minor amount of chip damage going to be found. Meanwhile, push onto B. Stax looking like he's going to swing the corner. Does so. Isn't overly concerned about the Stingers on the other side.
Yeah, now you've got a couple players keeping their weight into B, but shifting back to C to check. As a lot of utility had to be expended to control that choke point at C. This makes 100 Thieves feel like they can try to bust down DRX's A-hold, and a great start from Bang.
The A-hold starting to fall apart a little bit, but Buzz still here on this point, but Nature just swinging the corner so aggressively. Finding the kill, that's going to be a weapon to recover now. Foxy 9 in a bad spot. Nature is just plus forwarding into the site, takes him down, and Flashback to be encroached upon from multiple angles. Finds one, is able to back away. Bite in, Bang, trying to rush forward. 1 HP on this guy, and somehow he's still alive. Now, all down the stacks once more. Flashes through the smoke, but Nature with the covering fire. Off and connector takes him down. A huge round from Stacks into a huge round from Nature. The IGL's very involved in keeping this game tight-knit.
Yeah, really nicely done here by 100 Thieves, fighting through some difficult situations. The opening Stinger kill, absolutely brutal, and then using those close quarter weapons to their advantage onto that B site, putting DRX in some bad situations and just being a lot more responsive, a lot more on point with their mechanics than DRX was in a lot of those situations. And they were just able to best them time and time again. And that's just really, really well handled. That's what you want to see in those rounds. And now DRX right on the other side of the coin in a bad buy. A judge for Buzz, a guardian for Foxy 9, a couple sheriffs. Mako just on a classic.
Okay, lockdown used. Flashback wanting to slow up any approach here into the site before he makes his exit. Sends out that last minute snake bite, gets a little bit of damage in. He will be detained, but he's well and safe behind the corner. Arrow Swarm's finding just a little bit more on the back end. Foxy 9 now trying to take space, gets himself forward here onto the site. They back away. Push up just inside the smoke with Cryo. Getting an angle. Does manage to take him out. Killjoy for Killjoy, the keep in around the back though. Buzz arriving at Showstopper is at the ready. He can do some serious damage if they don't count for him. Asana now going to take it down. Flashback here over at CT. Gets himself a second kill. Buzz with the judge. Finds one. Sends with the rocket. It doesn't find anything. No HP on either side. 14 remaining. Bang. TP's across the map. Gets himself situated here at A. Now the plan is going to be coming through. A weapon recovered. Flashback does have that HP advantage. Will it come into play? He's going to be swinging all the way across through the attacker spawn. Bang in the meantime. Maybe looking to intercept. Trying to spot if it's going to be a cut through here in B. The footsteps going to be heard here pretty damn soon. He slows it down though. The creep across. Now it looks like Bang just going to be able to rotate back up here towards that A heaven. Poison orb at the ready. Sends it down. Smoke up. Hold in onto the spike. Bang needing to get here quickly, but he doesn't want to make any noise. The hold is coming through, and he's just going to stick it! He tries to make his exit, and he will. Gets out to safety. And Bang doing everything that he could, but just didn't believe in the hold on the spike.
Oh, I think in Bang's mind, he was expecting either B or A because it's the Viper, because he'd been playing back sight, that maybe he was going to wrap one of those other directions. But Flashback actually opting to go through spawn, never made enough noise that he heard it. That rocket just hit the back pillar, didn't have enough splash damage radius to catch Bang. Allows him to TP over. A great play here by Bang, great heads up play. Just kind of guesses wrong. He picks every possible direction except for the one that Flashback came from to check it. Yeah, Buzz is pumped.
That was a happy Buzz. But yeah, I mean, you can see, because he doesn't swing out fully around the corner, he thinks it's going to be, okay, a half hold, a search for me. Surely he's not sticking it.
Pros don't fake.
And Flashback certainly does not. 6 wanting to pump the brakes yet again. Slow things down. Try to get them back into this. There's still a window for 100 Thieves to regain a lead and take this, their map pick. They need to be able to break the momentum.
And their money's starting to get a little funky here again. I only see a Spectre in the hands of Nature, who's got that Viper's Pit though, so can put that to good use. That up close and personal gun. Maybe a Judge instead, I don't know, but it depends on what they want to do and where they want to go. You know, try to put some pressure through B main, try to get that pit down. Get one of those plants that's on the near part of B main. Set up some crossfires, maybe get some pressure towards A main as well, to try to really make it difficult for DRX to clear them out of that pit once they can get it down. It's a possibility. There's an alarm bot there in that position that I'm kind of considering. I'm not exactly sure what they want to do, but something you could think about. It's a lot of money. Going to be invested by both sides. This is another one of those big, important swing rounds, and geez, that one just missed.
All goes out. Snakebite not going to be finding any damage there. Does slow up the initial approach. Causes concern that there could be somebody lurking behind that box. Or just going to be snatched up. Asuna 3 away from that next showstopper. Flashback playing here on this C site, 1 away from his pit.
I'm gonna hear that. Gonna hear that blast pack, and that's gonna cause them to throw the poison cloud. Try and delay a little bit here. Stack shifting over a little bit as well to help out, bail out Sentinel and the Viper if needed. Still nanoswarms turret there. You can use that turret when they try to entry to time the nanoswarms being popped, especially if it's the Rays. A lot of the Rays landing spots are right next to that box, just to the south of C site if they went that way, but over towards the other site, over towards A now is where 100 Thieves is making their way. You can see the ping comes down right in front of A site. My guess is that's where they want to try to get that Viper.
Mako hearing them now, wants to try to set up these smokes, and oh boy, gonna get caught with util in hand. Second time that's happened this weekend. Paint shell goes out, Prowler as well as Buzz arrives on the site. Cut across again, looking like they're gonna be pushing their way in towards B, but Stacks is waiting.
Down A.
Guns him down, Nature Bang, both gonna be lost. Buzz finds Asuna. Looks to jump away, but Caballo falling. And it's all on EU, and he just doesn't have the time, he doesn't have the spike. He's got to sit back. They don't have the cash. See if anybody else peeks him, trying to take somebody down, try to get some ult charge. But widely, he's just going to save. Here's Stacks. If he swung the corner, maybe can catch Buzz, rotating back into the side. But DRX will once again get the follow-up round off the back of the tactical timeout. And that puts them up now 2-11.
I think they just kind of overthink this one a little bit, those 100 Thieves. They've actually, once they've got Mako down, they've only got one more player on site to work with. They rotate over right into Stacks, who finds another beautiful angle to get a double kill. Just absolutely brilliant stuff. You know, yeah, if they get Stacks, maybe they can get through it, but they had the opportunity to get that pit down potentially. They've got control of the southern part of A site. They could get that through there. Maybe they think there's another player indoors, I don't know. The Flash here, gonna confirm some presence outside of B main. Stacks all alone. With that alarm bot, there's a little bit of extra help. Now they're going to start shifting weight over. Here we go.
Showstopper coming through. Knows that there's going to be someone close. Sensitive, but Buzz backing up. Not going to be taken down. Takes just a little bit of damage. In the meantime, Foxy9 finding Cryo, finding Nature. Buzz finding Asuna. Bang trying to push forward, but Buzz strikes him down. He was far too low. Couldn't pull the trigger fast enough. Now, again, it's all on EU, and I think it's going to be a pretty similar story. So without the spike planted, and with a minute remaining, you got anything you want to talk about?
Well, we already had quite an extended tech pause to
I know.
to riff on various topics. No, I mean, I think, again, you know, DRX is kind of reading these situations pretty well. Stax gets the confirmation with his guiding light, and that immediately causes him to be like, they haven't been really putting a ton of pressure on B main. I'm going to backpedal just in case, plus the showstopper's there, so, you know, this is probably where they are at least considering going in this direction. Immediately, Flashback shifts over there as well. Foxy, watching the double doors from C main, comes through there, picks up 2 huge kills, kind of catching 100 Thieves a little bit off balance. And it's just a swarming, smothering defense from DRX to prevent the plant from even coming down. So, you know, that's one of the things about B is if you can't find that opening pick and gain yourself a little bit of extra space, you know, push out from one of those angles, whether it be towards spawn, towards the A or the C side, or towards A link or something like that. It becomes really difficult to control that many angles for that long, and you gonna be okay.
It's all right. The box helping to keep him protected, but Stax very much was on the hunt there. And now we go into what very well could be the final round of this opening map in this best of 3 series, with DRX's pick of Ascent on the horizon. Let's see what 100 Thieves are able to get done. They still hold on to the pit, but that is the only ultimate that they have available, and they're going up against 3 on the other side. The lockdown, the pit, the TP from Mako. The pit is in play right off the bat.
Yeah, and this is what makes this hard for Nature even worse now, is that lockdown is a great piece of utility to try to clear a pit, depending on where it's placed. So, you know, things are kind of stacked against 100 Thieves in a lot of different ways, and Flashback is going to try to really bully them off this, and DRX is taking a ton of space off of this through A main.
Seems like they're willing to try to dogpile their way through here, or at least go for that Seasonade combo attempt. If they get Flashback and kill him, cool, storm the site, get the spike planted. Since it comes up shy, they're going to start rotating their way around towards A. Mako, this entire time, been sitting patiently up on top of Rubble. With Buzz on standby. Paranoia. Will it connect? Manages to get up over the top of that one. Vulnerable's out. Sitting in that snakebite is Buzz. Mako going to be taken down. Buzz, however, swinging the corner. Comes up with 2. Now a 3rd! Buzz is on fire! As Cryo's the last man standing. Rocket at the ready. Sends it his way and gets the kill for the 4K. 13-8. DRX knock 100 Thieves out of the park on our opening map of Lotus.
Just absolutely disgusting mechanics from Buzz. Able to tuck himself behind that rubble, bamboozles 100 Thieves long enough, and then just starts clicking heads. Him and Stax having an absolutely stellar performance. Just shutting down rounds with huge multi-kills time after time. And that last one, Buzz, that was incredibly quick. The way that he was reacting to that, the way that he was adjusting his aim. I mean, he is really on one today.
DRX take the first step towards the semi-finals here in Japan, taking 100 Thieves map pick from them. DRX wearing a little bit of trouble, feels like yesterday now, early on that map. Battled back, big players stepping up, and Seth, they really found their groove.
They really did, and it was looking brutal for a very long time there for DRX. I mean, 100 Thieves were running away with the game. It seemed like it was going to be a one-sided affair. It was going to be DRX not finding their footing, getting swept under the rug, and a continued upward growth for the side of 100 Thieves. But after a tournament, he finally decides to start using some tactical timeouts. Yes, it's not the exact follow-up round. They were going in with a bit of a half buy, but it's once they get that next full buy in, the plan starts to come to fruition.
Well, this is just the beginning of this best of 3 series. There were some predictions here early doors that it might go all the way. I imagine when I ask our casters in a little while if they still think that's the case, they might have a slightly different opinion. We'll be finding out. The second map of this series will be with you after the break. You do not want to miss a thing. Welcome back to Red Bull Home Ground 2023. DRX on fire here in our second quarterfinal, blazing their way through 100 Thieves map pick in Lotus to tee themselves up to potentially close this series out 2-0 on their own map pick and meet Fnatic in our semi-final tomorrow. These guys are cooking on gas.
Yeah, this looks like the DRX we're more used to seeing. I mean, Buzz and Stax having these incredible individual mechanical plays. They kind of start to get their feet underneath them with kind of their decision making, their positioning, those kind of things. So, you know, as good as this started out, 400 Thieves, I thought they looked really in control. They looked really well timed, really well choreographed. Like you said, the timeout comes, and all of a sudden that seems to be the magic cure for DRX to get rid of the ailments that seem to be, you know, facing them in the first part of the half.
Yeah, and I think the biggest issue that we can look back on here from the side of 100 Thieves is that, you know, in the first half, when they were racking up a lot of those rounds, when they had that nice little win streak going for them before the DRX started to catch up, what were they always doing? They were always getting those initial picks coming through. That continued for the whole rest of the game, but then they weren't able to capitalize off it. You take a look at the first kills distribution here. They had twice as many as DRX did throughout this map of Lotus. 14 first bloods to the side of 100 Thieves, just the 7 for DRX. Their 4v5 conversion rate continues to be excellent. This is a stat that has been phenomenal for them throughout their entire careers as a team. We saw it from them in Champions as well. And these adjustments, the calls, the surprises that kept coming through here. Not expecting Stax to be in connector, sprays down 3 people, sprays down 2 people on a peak, you know, etc. That is what was costing 100 Thieves so badly. They need to be able to get those early advantages and then capitalize on top of them, not let them slip through their fingers.
Shout out to the man Buzz, what a performance. And I think, you know, you said at the start, it was a slow start for DRX. When they started to find their feet, Buzz played a big part in that. There was that amazing moment for him, or series of moments in round 13. I think we can run a clip of it, where I think both of you absolutely lost your minds.
This is like, I've seen some good Buzz stuff. This is up there. I mean, this is the way he gets ahead of this grenade in the first place. Okay, if you could take back those initial shots that he took, he probably gets all 4 here. I mean, just absolutely ridiculous. The way that his senses are so in tune. I mean, he's been, you know, kind of asked to shift roles at times for DRX, whether it be the Killjoy or the Duelist role, but his Duelist senses are finely tuned, and you saw it right there. Able to just get ahead of his opponent's utility and do some serious damage with some seriously snappy adjustments.
Yeah, I mean, 174 damage per round. Fantastic stats coming from Buzz. And this is more so why I wanted to see him playing the Raze yesterday on Split compared to him playing the Jet. It's not because his Jet is bad. It's not because Foxy 9's Raze is poor. We saw Foxy putting up a very strong performance. But it's because it just feels like Buzz is so much more at home with Raze compared to Jet these days. I'm sure as we get ready to go into Ascent, though, that Raze is certainly not going to be coming through. But just an incredible performance from him, something that we have learned to expect when he does pick up that Duelist.
Well, as we start to shift our attention to Ascent and our second map of this series, you've got 100 Thieves on the brink of a potential trip right back across that Pacific Ocean and home, right? And let's not forget, it was these guys last year that got the job done. This is a single elimination bracket. They could be done and dusted very shortly.
Could be, but like I said yesterday, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it would stop that overhype from coming through and spare them some flushes down the line. But no.
Stop the copium and opium already.
Look,
Let's end it.
We have seen so many times in VCT, no matter what region it is, teams losing on their map picks. That is not something that is new whatsoever.
For
when
sure.
you know the tendencies
Happened
of a
earlier
team,
today.
then it's really easy to counter-strat them. And one of the teams that you will know the tendencies of the most when it comes down to Ascent is DRX.
Yeah.
This has been a bread and butter map for them for so long, one that so many teams have feared playing them on in the past. Think about Champions, Istanbul, you know, that run back, those crazy overtimes, the 19-17 victory over FPX. This is such a firm map for them, but at the same time, there is so much tape, so much studying that you can do to really dissect and figure out how they like to play this map. So if 100 Thieves have paid attention to that, which they ought to have, then I think that they still are in this tournament.
Are we still going to Breeze?
I would like to.
Yeah, we'd all like to.
I think we can. I think we can because, I mean, I think what Achilles is saying is pretty true.
Yeah.
Again, with kind of DRX having to shift around roles, I was just going to talk about who's going to be playing what here. Because normally you have flashback on that Viper, right? And now he's got to go to the Killjoy.
Stax is playing Sova.
Yes. Yeah, see, I don't know the last time I saw Stax play Sova. I thought Foxy might be playing the Sova potentially, and Stax would be playing the KO.
Stax has opted to pick up Sova, and we get Foxy 9 on KO. This is absolutely intriguing. It's a mirror matchup, but one that we didn't really expect and one that we were not used to seeing. Buzz versus Cryo on the Jet, though. that is going to be, I mean, that was the most expected thing that we were going to have in this composition, and that's the thing that I am looking forward to the most, because when you get operators into these guys' hands, when they have those blade storms available, they can take over. So I cannot wait to zoom in on those two, see how they are doing in that, first kill for their team value, how that's going to be racking up for them, who's going to be able to come out on top of that, but also Stacks, how many lineups have you been able to learn, buddy?
Yeah, well, he played it once, this off season, yeah.
Okay.
Because they tried Yoru on this map the last time at 10, and so it's like, obviously this is very different. You're also shifting Foxy off of the duelist role back over to Buzz. So again, DRX kind of, trying to see what they can do with this lineup.
All right, well, it's very much back against the wall time for 100 Thieves here. Can they bounce back and take this to a 3-match series? We all want more Valorant, that's for sure. But DRX are going to be looking to get this done here and now and meet Fnatic in our semis. Achilles, paper thin, lead us through it.
All righty, well, 2 Sheriffs here for the side of 100 Thieves, and Ascent up, putting a ghost to good use. His flashback does get taken down. The 4 remaining members of DRX now flooding their way in towards this A site with very little opposition waiting for them. Waiting for that rotation to come around the backside. Stacks pulling off of the angle. Not looking at Gelato anymore. Doesn't have a recon here for 6 seconds. It doesn't have any other util, just the classic in hand. 0 point goes out. He's going to push up into the smoke. Does take a shot, right click over, able to find one. Couple straight bullets to make a connection. He's knocked down to 24 HP, and not much more with finish him off. He's actually going to swing out of the smoke and then gets found. Mako in the meantime taken down. Foxy9 getting shot at from behind. Buzz in hell with that frenzy. The last one standing in a 1v2. Hold in onto that spike, looking for the defuse, but EU will assist it as he gets the final headshot to give 100 Thieves the pistol round win.
Great stuff here from 100 Thieves to start the map once again. Looking really well drilled, getting that flash and peek play. It wasn't a flash and dash, all they needed is just the flash and peek into the tiles area, called the bell tower. And then, Stacks does a nice little job here to sneak into Mako's smoke, cause some havoc, but eventually he can't really dip out, too far. And then, and then they flank around, and what are you going to do? They're coming from a couple different angles. Buzz trying to do what he can from hell. Foxy doing the best he can on Jen, but now they're just, whoa, okay, Buzz.
Okay, swing the corner, Classics. Hoping to take down the Bulldog. Asana will be able to find one, and then Mako cleaning up Asana. Carl has to rotate over, grab this gun. Still, one can be recovered. They work their way over towards Wine. EU in the meantime, though, holding down mid. Does find flashback, doesn't take any damage for his troubles. Gun does get picked up now into the hands of Buzz.
Yeah, and just a strong push towards A main from DRX, just profits eventually. Takes a little while to get there. 100 Thieves doing the best they can. Got to be real careful here. Well, now you know that player's up there, and Buzz just looking for the repeats, trying to keep some attention. But eventually, Smoke's paranoias are there. Can make a move here as DRX, but this long flank from EU is going to get real dangerous potentially. I mean, they're somewhat aware of it at times, but just Stack's going to be watching this direction with a Sheriff.
I mean, he's got a recon, but I think he wants to save it for the site itself. Maybe send it over towards tree, but they're taking their time, really running the clock here, but there's no ambiguity left. Because he is behind. He knows that they haven't rotated out, so all of 100 Thieves can just stay sat around this A site.
Smoke door, dart into hell to check it. Yep. Pretty clean stuff. Nature's up there. That's Buzz's job to make sure, but here comes that flank.
Push it back. Cryo with a spam before the door can shut. Absolutely gorgeous. Finds Stacks. The knife at the ready. Surely he wouldn't.
Oh, come on.
Oh, surely he wouldn't go for it.
Do it.
Swings onto the corner, finds one, and now Buzz. No time to react as Cryo is out in front of him. 2 members lost, but the round 100 Thieves move up 2-0.
Oh, I wanted the knife. I really did. Oh, well. Still really good stuff, again, from 100 Thieves. Good patience and good recovery after kind of a rough start. Losing a couple players, making sure that the best that DRX can get out of that is that one Bulldog, and it doesn't really ever get much value out of Buzz because Nature extremely patient up on Heaven, never over-peaking, never over-aggressing, never doing, trying to challenge Buzz. I'm sure it's in his head after what they saw at the end of that map that they don't want to give Buzz any opportunities to get heated up here on Ascent early. And I see a clock not moving.
Seems like nice and early. A tactical timeout going to be called. wait for further word to confirm which side it's going to be on, but you would think, I mean, perhaps just DRX calling it. Oh,
yeah.
it's a tech pause, actually. Never mind. There we go.
Okay.
All right, so hopefully just a minor issue. Something over here on the DRX camp, as it seems like maybe just a minor issue here. I want the admins out onto the stage to get this taken care of, and hopefully it'll be a pretty quick one.
Yeah, hopefully just something simple. It's Foxy taking a look over there. But yeah, I mean, again, nice start for 100 Thieves. It's just, can they string that into further success as the map wears on? As you know, DRX really started to adjust very nicely. But again, DRX running a different comp than the last time we saw on Ascent. And it seems like this has been potentially at times a bit of a struggle for them to kind of get on the same page, but this is their attacker side on Ascent, usually the side of the map that they like, as in this region, I should say. Now versus other teams at international events, it does kind of flip for them. They play a lot better typically on the defender side. So kind of curious to see if that's going to be the MO here. I mean, we've seen it, you know, against Cloud9 in the past and stuff, right? A couple years ago at Champs where 10-2 start for Cloud9 and DRX is at least able to put up a fight once they switch to the other side of the map. Things like that can happen. But again, with DRX kind of shuffling these roles around once again, tricky to kind of get everybody on the same page, get everything working together, making sure all of your flanks are covered, all of your util is in the correct spot. Everybody doing their job, but plenty of DRX fans here. Plenty.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to the DRX staff and I said, how's the merch? Because all the teams have merch stands right outside of the main doors of the venue. You can go out there and get yourself some nice stuff. And I asked DRX, I'm like, how's it going? You guys, I saw there was a big line out here, you know, for all the teams. And they said, we sold out all of our jerseys in less than 2 hours. And they brought a lot.
Yeah, well, that's very fortunate for them. Sure, the other teams also.
I'm sure
quite
everybody
well,
sold. I mean, DRX, I think, like, is just like, well, they're already sold out of like everything they brought.
There's probably multiple teams that have now gotten rid of all of them, and hopefully they have some more.
Tons of C9 fans.
Even more fans that are going to be coming in here tomorrow for those finals. Flashback going to get pinged there by that drones around the corner. Swing in. Wow. Nature wanting to capitalize, but Flashback does manage to win it out. Put some damage down auto. M56 remaining there for DRX's Killjoy. Shock Dart looking to try to bounce that in, find some damage. They push up in front of it and do not get punished.
It's a good attempt there, though, by Nature. A good play off of that combo with EU's utility and set himself up for a potential really good play. It's just a quick shot there from Flashback to find the headshot with the Vandal. Otherwise, he probably could have gotten a kill. And you'll take those on the bonuses. Guardians, couple Sheriffs. And now they're reading the rotations here really, really nicely. There's been no attention towards market, towards mid.
A good back away, though. They avoid the 0 point.
Yep.
But they're about to know that they have chosen wisely pretty damn soon here as the flash goes up over the top. Buzz going to be dashing forward, trying to see what he can spot. Back sight is Bang. Sheriff in hand, Mo down there on it. Ascent and Cryo. Bang did get one as a parting gift. Mako managing to fell the enemy Omen. Guardian in hand, EU the last one standing. Low HP bars on 3 players. I mean, Mako only with 3 health. Some damage certainly can be dealt, even with those shock darts. That one shock dart, I should say, that he has.
Yeah, looking like I mean, look, you hit a couple crisp Guardian shots, and all of a sudden, this round is very different.
He can get rid of Stacks. Okay, I was going to say, he's definitely in for it, but Stacks will be able to get the headshot at the very end of it all, and the bonus round will go the way of DRX.
Yeah, Stacks the player with the most health there. Going to be the one to take first contact very wisely, very nicely. Another thing I want to talk about with Buzz, I know we've been very high on him so far today, and obviously it's because he's playing quite well, but you know, you look at some of the advanced metrics of entry stats, like their ability to get traded off of, the success of getting to the site and getting plants behind it, things like that. Buzz is right up there with the best of the best in the world when it comes to duelists. Durka, it's him and Durka basically at the 2 of the top players that are at this event. They really, Buzz does such a good job. Even though he doesn't get any kills there, he keeps the team completely pinned down, doesn't overexpose himself, doesn't really give Bang an opportunity to do a ton of damage. Buzz just, you know, so smart, so cagey with his movement. To do his job. Yeah, he doesn't get any kills in there, but he sets up his team so nicely, and it's not going to show up in the stat board in terms of assists or anything like that.
Drone forward, not spotting much of anything there. Cryo Hanging back just long enough for it to expire. Keeps the operator hidden, but the DRX at this point should have a pretty decent idea, just given the economic status, that he's going to be bringing that one into this round.
Let's see how good Foxy's KO practice has been. It's going to be important here. Try to break the sight lines of Cryo with a flash. I don't think a fragment will quite do it. Buzz going to be right there. Could smoke it off here, or in the Paranoia maybe.
Mako sending Paranoia. Oh, but Cryo, before it hits, Buzz swings in far too early. Gets taken down, a fantastic shot. Peel away. The spike now being brought up in towards heaven. Another shot from Cryo, playing around Gent, gets stacks. Pop flash gonna be sent down. Lurking within the smoke now is Cryo, swings out, looks for it, finds himself a third, eventually will fall flashback, finding the elimination, but now has to recover and plant this spike, but he will not be able to survive, nor will Mako. 3 members left standing, the operator gonna be recovered. 100 Thieves not allowing for DRX to string a second round together.
Just beautiful stuff here from Cryo. The escapes are amazing. Gets the shot, like you mentioned, Buzz just a step ahead of where he needed to be. So a little bit of an off timing there from DRX. Just kind of pre-firing a little bit maybe as well from Cryo, but still getting into that smoke. Really nicely done. Keep himself safe and set him up for that third kill. That's great positioning, great effort from Cryo, who looked so good on the Jet yesterday. Continues to look sensational. Butch is just gonna go.
Yeah, he's just trying to go up and over, and he managing to find one. Somehow
Wow.
survives. Nature tucked in against Switch. Finds one, tries to get the adjustment stack, swinging out with that Guardian. Will be able to take him down, but now needs to hide as Cryo has the knives pulled.
Spike planted.
Smoke still there. Spike now planted. Stacks pulls back into B main. They thought maybe he was still going to be over at Lumber, so they sent out the fragment. No, now that he has displaced.
Still a couple flashes and a Paranoia to work with for 100 Thieves.
29 HP on Buzz Foxy as well, tagged up just a bit. Stacks waiting for his moment. Here's them starting to move forward. 0 point set. Not going to get caught. They want to try to break this position, but no, in fact, it's not going to happen. Now he can just swing out for free, get the headshot, and somehow, some way, Buzz survives the whole round, doesn't die after the entry, gets himself an operator, and DRX get themselves a second round win.
Oh, you gotta love this Jet duel we've got going on here. Buzz 1 round coming up big. The round before that, Cryo huge with the operator. Now Buzz steals the operator. This play here, the flash over, of course, really nicely thrown by Foxy. Great utility, great setup, and a great call here by DRX to change the pace, to push the pace, to try to take advantage of maybe 100 Thieves kind of just relaxing a little bit too much with their economic advantage. And Buzz is indeed going to keep that operator. And now, well, Cryo.
The dart goes in, catches them by surprise. They're distracted by it, and Mako just swings out, finding 2. EU will be able to hit down Stacks, however. Finding an elimination with the Hunter's Fury. Now Knives going to be popped. Dart has connected, bang, pushing forward. Just trying to play off the timing. Does manage to find an elimination here.
Oh,
As the darts come flying through, Foxy 9 going to be taken low. Oh, okay. A little bit too much of an adjustment there from Buzz with the off shot. Ends up whiffing that one. Push onto the corner. EU up over the top now, taken down. Buzz on the hunt, trying to find him, and he will be able to get him in the end. So the op shot, not quite as accurate, but the knives still looking good. DRX now tie at 3-3.
yeah, you probably lose an extra player there. More than you would have wanted as DRX, but at the end of the day, you recover and you win the round. So Buzz, just, you know, he just pulled off of that op, or was thinking about pulling off of that op shot just a moment before they came down. So it broke his crosshairs enough that he wasn't able to recover, had to swap over to the knives. And then, you know, Foxy's stuck in a really bad spot, no fault of his own. Gets hit by some great shock darts, some great util usage from EU on that round. Finding the Hunter's Fury kill, finding that recon dart that set up Bang for the Stinger kill. So really good stuff there from 100 Thieves on that round, where they were also on an economic disadvantage. So even though they don't come through the win like DRX did 2 rounds ago, really encouraging stuff from 100 Thieves.
Op shot just to take down the turret. 2 ops in play, both in the hands of these Jets. Alarm bot goes off. Buzz just vulnerable. Some counter spray in towards that defender spawn, seeing if they can catch anybody. But yeah,
Far
push
pushed
forward
out.
coming out all the way over towards Gelato here for Bang, now backed up by Asuna.
I mean, I think if you're DRX, like, you just got to dial up some kind of execute on the B, try to make this work, because you've got to realize that you have zero map control and you're playing with fire, giving up this much space and this much time. You're just allowing them to shift into position.
Sitting into the lobby. They're getting ready to have line of sight here. Paranoia to stop the turret. That's going to be cleared out. Knife going to be a bit too shallow to try to catch them here on the sentry. The Cloudburst come down. Nature going to be the first line of defense, and he manages to hold for now. Gets the headshot across. Cryo finds another. Nature gets himself 3. And it's into the meat grinder for DRX. 100 Thieves absolutely mince them.
And this is something that plagues DRX sometimes on this map, on their attacker side, where they cede map control and they kind of realize it too late, that they haven't put themselves in a spot where they can kind of wait a little bit longer than they'd like, where they can hold on and try to figure themselves out. Like here, like I said, you've got to start dialing up and execute. And 100 Thieves knows it because of how far pushed out they are, so they can be ready for it. They can be prepared for it. Nature can put himself in a position where he can hide from some of that utility, start knocking people down. You know, as good as Buzz is on the entries, you know, this is a team failure there for DRX in that round. And now they're going to spread the map a little bit more here, take a little bit more control. And look at 100 Thieves. They're already trying to punish this again.
Flashback expecting that there's going to be that forward presence, but does he expect there's going to be 2? Either way, looks like he's happy with 1.
That's nice.
He gets the kill. In the meantime, Cryo pushing all the way forward, out past bench, through the archway, looking to get line of sight into B lobby. Buzz just going to be drifting across, and they miss each other like ships in the night. But there's still potential to catch more.
You should run.
Boxy9 making his way over.
Spike
out into the open. Yep, we'll be able to take him down.
Spike
Can be
down,
recovered
B.
here very quickly by Mako. Can now make his way across. Bang pushing forward. Does manage to find Buzz, but cannot get that lockdown that he so desperately wanted. But the fragment coming through slows up the approach. Nano Swarm going to be popped. Cryo eats a little bit of damage. Slides down. Gets the shuttle flashback. Taking him out. Mako in the side.
Oh.
Cryo, however, is not allowing for anyone to join the
30
party.
seconds left.
Wants to go for the swing in. Knows that he's going to be back boats. Mako completely and utterly stuck. Shadows. Worked miracles many times in the past. Looks like now going to try to go for the plant. The first shot not going to connect. TP's closer. Wants to get up on top of him. Now they know. And now he's got to reposition. Quick on his feet. Looks at the headshots. Cannot find it. Asuna will take him out. And that's going to be 100 Thieves now stretching the lead by 2.
Love what the 100 Thieves are doing here in the last couple of rounds. Just putting the pressure on every part of the map, basically, towards DRX. They're pushing out of B main. They're pushing out of tree. They're trying to keep DRX honest, trying to find the weaknesses in the maneuvering, in the positioning of DRX, and it profits big time for Cryo, who's just been absolutely filthy with this operator, and he gets the spike, and that makes things oh so much easier for these rotations, the identifications of positions, the identification of what DRX is trying to do. They're able to get in the spot now. One whiffed shot onto Mako gives him an opportunity. That's where I was kind of like, oh boy, you gave Mako a chance, but they're still able to recover very nicely.
He hit all the difficult shots, missed the easy one, but it does not matter. They managed to get the round without anybody else getting taken down. So now it looks like we might have a tack timeout for realsies this time.
For realsies?
I hope so. And it is going to be DRX and calling this one. Similar timing, similar score, kind of the what we've seen on the last map was 6-2 instead of a 5-3.
Yeah. And again, you know, this is.
I think I don't remember. Either way,
you're in the ballpark. Was it 6-1, 6-2 when they took it?
It was something like that.
Well,
Cryo.
yeah.
Good, Jack.
Jack.
There's my analysis.
I was literally about to say something very similar. It's like Cryo good. He op good.
Yep.
But it's the positioning. It's the whole game plan for 100 Thieves that's been really impressive for me in these last couple of rounds, where they've been trying to punish the lack of respect that DRX is paying to the map spacing that they're giving up, and it's identified so well here by 100 Thieves, and they're dodging utility well too. I mean, on that one forced execute onto the B side a couple rounds ago, you know, Nature's able to just tuck himself onto the back stairs. and get huge kills for free. There's no utility that lands in them. A lot of teams are going to send like a recon dart back there or a flash or a fragment or something to clear those stairs, but it isn't done by DRX. So they're able to do their homework very nicely here, 100 Thieves, to kind of find these openings in these excellent util dumps. There. Speaking of openings,
I think Stacks was trying to remember the lineup.
yeah.
Is it that pixel or is it this one? Either way, I just caught with his pants down. He just gets absolutely boomed.
It happens.
Straight on Cryo to just go for the rush play, and he gets very well rewarded for it.
Didn't miss the easy one that time.
No, he did not.
But again,
Stack's
that's
gone. That's so much of your information taken away from you.
right, exactly. And not only that, you've also lost, you've given up map control again. Like this, that's where he pushed from eventually in the previous round. Ooh, good for it on that one.
Out, not going to get the shot, but no one looks right. Buzz finally does look back. He's out Bang, but now they're still at a disadvantage, and Cryo comes up with another one, taking out Mako. Flashback's dead, and it's all on Buzz. Grabs the spike, shuts the door, wants to watch and see if there's going to be the push. The attempt there from the shorty. He swings the corner, almost had a lineup on the two of them. But Nature gets the kill just a bit faster. Only Bang as the casualty here. 100 Thieves firing back this time, not allowing for DRX to get the round win after the tag timeout. But this is when the buy comes through.
Yeah, you got to find a way to shut this operator down as DRX. Cryo's too good with it. Can't give him many more opportunities, or this half could really run away from you very, very quickly with how efficient he's been. So gonna have to find ways. Again, you can't lose stacks early, like you mentioned. Losing that information is obviously difficult, but then it makes it even harder to keep track of Cryo, to keep track of that operator, to keep track of the players in specifics,
Here.
to know exactly, what situation you're facing in terms of agent compositions on the sites. So now DRX going to be slowly but surely, seemingly thinking about basically all utility available, other than Nature's, who has the lockdown, though. Please don't just walk out into this. Okay.
Lockdown, all command, all available here. Foxy does have his own. Looks like he's going to be popping in here off the rim.
Buzz.
Smashing forward, anticipating someone up top there. Finds a shot, pushes out of the smoke, but Nature looks to anchor here in hell. Finds one, the push-up, Foxy9 somehow staying alive, gets the elimination, and Bang's going to be taken down by Mako. Spike now planted. 2 players left here for the side of 100 Thieves. A shock dart sent down. Mako eating quite a bit of damage there. Down to 26 HP. They have a fragment. Also enough, you could land it at their feet. Either Mako or Foxy, both would fall to 1 pulse. So the drone's going to come up over the top. Paranoia sent. The dart maybe narrowly missing. Time is dwindling though. And I think they have to realize that maybe they can pick off a couple kills, do some economic damage. That's what they're going to try to do, and EU will be able to find one, but there's no hope of defusing the spike. So the round win will have to go the way of DRX. They just want to try to take as many guns out of their hands as they possibly can. Ascent will give his life for the cause. Doesn't matter though. The team's got plenty of cash, and he gets for the stacks.
Even though that's not a win in the score line, that's a pretty good round for 100 Thieves, given all things. Buzz just hits a crazy good shot, just gets ahead enough of Cryo. Some good util usage to back him off briefly, but then EU, again, earlier, before this kill he gets that you're seeing here on screen, he pings Foxy9 and sets Nature up really nicely to be prepared for Foxy9 swinging around that generator corner. Foxy9 is just better in that situation, but still EU's putting his teammates in really good positions to succeed. Then he lands that shock dart at Mako, gets him super weak, finds that last recon dart to get the spot to set him up for that, set himself up for that kill. I'm really, really impressed with the way that EU is piloting this Sova here on this defender side. He has hit some really crucial util for his team, and he's a big part of why they're ahead right now. I mean, him and Cryo, the op, of course, is the obvious thing, but Nature playing really well as this Killjoy as well, really holding down his sights, making it really difficult for DRX to get anything done.
All right, well, it looks like another timeout coming through. So the brakes will get pumped. Just 2 more rounds to be played out in this half. The potential for yet another 6-6 scoreline. 100 Thieves want to avoid that. They do not want to allow it to happen yet again. Operator continues to be here in the hands of Cryo. The cash still very well stacked up, so even if he loses it here and it's unrecoverable, they can get themselves another one for the next round. He's got the knives to back up. Tons of ultimates to make use of. So you have to anticipate that Zix is going to be getting in there, getting into the comms, and talking about what they want to try to calm together coming into these next 2 rounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make sure you're not throwing too much stuff at the wall to see what sticks.
Hopefully not. As 100 Thieves, you really would prefer not to. There is the counter to the lockdowns. You have to be a little bit kind of thoughtful with how you're going to use that. You know, if they could find another pick on the stacks early, then certainly it's probably going to come out. But yeah, a lot available here for 100 Thieves. Plenty of money, no matter what, for the next 2 rounds. DRX in kind of an awkward position where they'll have enough to mostly buy, I think, rifles and at least half armors, no matter how this round shakes out. We'll see.
It'll be tight.
It'll be tight.
Okay, alarm bot covered by the cloud burst. Still ends up going off. Buzz doesn't get past it fast enough, so it does end up giving away that position just a bit. There's one op shot sent out. Creep up though towards market continuing. Paranoia sent by Mako from mid across into B main. Nature now has the turret set up. It's going to be cleared. TP here from Bang. It's over in wine. Need to start rotating here pretty quickly. Fragment sent out. Khan taking a shot there through the wall. Just spamming, trying to find something. It looks like Wiley
30 seconds left.
just hanging back here for the time being.
DRX trying to quiet up, trying to, they waited out the null command. And now they're going to start using that utility again to try to break this open.
Try to clear somebody off the top. Dropped out Buzz. Landing, ends up falling. The Hunter's Fury trying to flush them out of boats. Mako able to find one, but EU is holding the line. Asuna joins in, and now it's all on stacks, and he's got no time. Asuna will finish him off. That's 7-4, 100 Thieves denying a tied up half.
Just phenomenal timing here on that null command from Asuna to force DRX to pause and rethink. They use Bang's ultimate to double check to make sure that they're still going into the B direction. And then from boats, the Hunter's Fury tries to clear it out, but not quite able to. And EU, been praising the utility, well now you can praise his shooting as well. Takes out Buzz instantly when Buzz is trying to land on the other side of the box. Hits him right in front of the door. And, well, okay.
Well, 1 for 1 as Mako just swings the corner. EU going to be hunting here with his ultimate, but doesn't make any contact. Buzz, paranoid, forced back into the corner over here by Bench. TP down, Bang repositioning, gets himself over in towards his B site. Dart connects on the one, and Nature did take it down. Bang now, the one trying to hold position. Puts the TP just a bit, spots him, does Buzz, and Bang ends up falling. A 3v2, weapons recovered, pushing this over to his comrades. Spike gets planted by Foxy9. Drone forward, checking, not seeing anything. Asuna approaches through B main. They have a recon, they've got 2 shock darts, some damage can be dealt before they push the site itself here. Fragment as well, can be sent towards boats for now. Just that knife sent out, now the fragment flies. Buzz at 49, Foxy 66 stacks, full HP. Trying to hold the line, Buzz with a right click, takes down Asuna. Dash at the ready, the push forward, EU finds one, but Buzz will stay alive. And he will get them the 5th round win in the half. 100 Thieves out in front. That can change very swiftly. They need to win this pistol round.
Yeah, the buy coming up a little bit short of what I thought it could for DRX there. I saw a couple players with 2,000. Buzz with the Blade Storm. They lose Mako early in that trade. Mako kind of going for the ego peek around that corner with the 0 point flying in there. Wins it, but it's instantly taken down. And then Buzz just coming alive with that Blade Storm. Again, the ult that the 100 Thieves were talking about is, people think of game-changing ults. Maybe you think of the Viper's Pit, you think of the Showstopper. Well, the Blade Storm is one of those ones that can just take rounds over very, very quickly. Buzz there doing a great job with it, finding a lot of space, finding some kills. He's looking really good on this Jet.
I mean, 100 Thieves were talking about it in their content piece, I believe. They said, oh, what do you think?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Broken?
Yeah.
Yeah, most broken agent. It's Jet.
Jet. What's the most broken ult? Blade Storm.
Well, Buzz hoping to keep them in this one, keep things close. 100 Thieves still in a good position as they get ready to shift over to the attackers. Like we were talking about, widely, when we do go to the internationals, this is one of those maps where we see teams excel on the attacking side from time to time.
Yeah.
DRX on defense, always something on this map that is a cause for concern, but given the changes, how is it going to look? How well oiled will this be? As we've already seen a couple fumbles from Stacks.
Yeah.
But to his chagrin, but much to our amusement as well.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's hard to play an agent, for the first couple times on a stage, especially one that you've never been ever asked to play, because you've had a couple other players who are really, really good at Sova on your roster in Zest and RB. So, for Stacks here, he's kind of having to move on to a new type of idea, a new type of role. And sure, it hasn't looked the best, but you know what? He's got 7 assists. It hasn't been the end of the world. Still the ideas are there, but now we're going to exchange some flashes. And
Foxy looking like he wanted to swing that corner. Sheriff shot from Buzz, not connecting, and he gets taken down 3 HP. Cryo on the entry, turns over towards Sword, finds Foxy 9. Mako able to take him out, but outbang gets Buzz. Mako with a second, Ascent low. Mako taking a moment, 73 HP, sees them pushing up towards him. The right clicks down, can start becoming deadly, but he's gonna whip them. Ascent finds the kill, now EU gets one as well. Flashback, the last one standing. Breaks the window, wants to break the door. Nature waiting for him just around that corner. Turret set up, breaks it. The turret will instantly be dealt with. Asana, the only relatively easy kill that he could try to find, but he won't find any of them. Pistol round once again goes to 100 Thieves as they now move up 8-5.
no, they read Buzz's positioning really well there. Up in that top corner, just basically knocked him out of the fight. And Mako trying to do what he can here early. Some good shots with the classic, but whiffy with the right clicks costs him. It feels like in those situations you start feeling like Mako should be able to save the day for DRX, but this time around not going to be the case. Just too strong of a push there from 100 Thieves, who continue to have a good read on DRX on these pistol rounds, have a good read kind of how their opponents want to set up and stack up.
One suppressed.
And you're only getting one spotting, but on a Jet, you're going to suspect that there's probably a few others behind this, so they're going to try to set up underneath.
He's got a Vandal.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite interesting.
A lot of firepower here. There's the pop flash from Cryo up over the top, unaffected, mows him down. 3 quick kills. And Stacks desperately tries to scramble his way over to the site, but again, it's just the classics in hand here for DRX. 100 Thieves looking to move up to 9 rounds in a flawless fashion.
One enemy remaining.
Flashback, having the check over to his bench to see if anyone pushed up into mid. Ends up getting taken out, and yep, flawless will come through indeed. A fantastic follow-up here from 100 Thieves. DRX trying to get the setup, trying to get the catch, but it's them who got caught.
Yeah, exactly. I think they thought that they could just try like a flash play right around the corner. Did not take into account the fact that Cryo was going to be up on top of the wall in the smoke, or decided to ignore it and just see if they can make, get a kill or two on the other side of it. But with that Vandal up there and with the accuracy that Cryo has, not going to be allowed. And very nicely done. Very nicely done by 100 Thieves. 'Cause that's a lot of ult charges almost to the Blade Storm. Cryo 3 away already with the pop-off he's been having here on their attacker side. But now, very important round for this map for DRX. They're going to keep us from going to a third map, but a great paranoia. Ooh.
On the hunt, but Foxy 9 to cover. He's playing out of main. We'll clear out the drone after his little peek, and as he swings back through, Asana, he's there with the setup, and he's able to take him down. Buzz has to dash away to keep himself alive. Push forward, Asana still managing to close the gap, finds him. Quick snapshot there from Mako, but then it's just as swiftly dealt with by Nature.
Snappy right now. DRX
Green.
a little off.
Armbot taken down, Flashback needing to break the door. Stacks with just 1 recon, 1 shock dart. Setup.
Last player standing.
Down and Flashback, unable to stabilize the aim. He puts Nature to 3. Turret first has to be dealt with. That's all on the IGL. their position. Nature somehow getting away from that one with his life. Stacks. Does he just give it up? Does he just save the Vandal? Looks like the decision is going to be yes. Starts backing away. No, 3 peeks and dies. Ascent will find himself 3 in the round. Now just 1 away from having that no command. And 100 Thieves get up to double digits.
Yeah, looking really darn good with the bonus win. 400 Thieves. DRX a little bit out of sorts. Just everybody kind of off balance and not able to really find their shots, find their timings. Stacks there still at a shock dart he could have invested to maybe try to clear back gen there or try to clear underneath sight, something like that. Or at least do a little bit of extra damage. Instead, just kind of doesn't quite register. Sometimes that happens. Now DRX onto the Sheriffs once again. It feels like if it's going to start somewhere, might need to start here for DRX. If they're going to swing this one back, rack up. Yeah.
Call is just going to be, shift damn near everybody over.
Yep.
Flashback, hovering in B lobby here at the moment. He plays tucked in. He does have that turret to take contact that he can swing off of. Buzz now trying to go on a bit of a walk and see what he can find, but so far not going to be spotting much of anything. Orb gets taken here. Looks like Spike going to be retrieved, and sights starting to get turned here over towards mid. Oh, dinks him! And Nature is very much the same to Buzz. The Vandal will kill. Cryo will be at 5 HP. That does hurt his entry power, but given the firepower that 100 Thieves find in their hands, I don't know if they're going to be overly concerned about it.
Rechecking mid, now getting set up for the A hit. Stacks is going to make his way over there. Flashback trying to push in that direction as well.
Paranoia comes out before that dart flies. Flashback does find Nature. Mako tries to reposition, but he can't quite line it up.
30 seconds left.
Any ounce of damage would have been enough. Stacks now going for the reload, the door getting shut. Flashback arriving on that side as he sends out the shot, starts to try to get a kill.
Planted.
Mild amount of damage is all that he will find. Checks behind on the flank, nothing spotted. Spang gets himself up on top of Jen. Okay, weapon is recovered. Flashback, the Vandal in hand, but so much work to be done. Recon pings 1, but instantly the weapon is going to be lost. Swing out, no shots found. Cryo survives the round. 3 kills again for him as 100 Thieves. Lock in 11, just 2 away from pushing us the breeze.
Yeah, but stepping out into a bunch of guns right there and just hoping that you can find Cryo and finish what Buzz started, but nobody could. I mean, again, just fantastic stuff here from 100 Thieves, just working the map pretty well and, kind of finding the openings. Even though they take a dink from Buzz, there's somebody there instantly to trade. And that's great. That's, again, good teamwork, good coordination. Yeah, Flashback doing a good job lurking out in the open, finds a kill for himself, but otherwise, things are pretty handily dealt with by 100 Thieves. They're just really just kind of dissecting DRX, winning their duels, winning their trades, keeping DRX really off balance with some utility that kind of catches them off guard, it seems like at times. And again, in some ways, this might be a little bit expected with DRX, with the change-up in agents and that kind of thing. Definitely, we're seeing some of that with Stacks and the Sova play. But absolutely, 100 Thieves, you gotta like what you're seeing. You gotta like to see this nice bounce back after a rough loss on map 1. They look really, really good. Buzz with the op though now. Let's see if he can kind of mimic some of what we saw from Cryo.
Off his help, but Stacks gonna fall. Cryo pushing up there into market. Reapproached after taking out that plot, but Flashback sees the elbow. Swings out enough just to get a shot into the chest, finds the kill. Foxy9 now having to back away as the no command gets popped over a tree. Mako trying to hold the line, trying to put them down. Suspects that there's going to be another one approaching from main, and now he's going to be paranoid. Stuck in an awkward position. Foxy9 managed to find Ascent. Now Bang going to be taken down. Foxy re-swings back. Jen finds another. Ring around the rosy here as EU just looks for a target. Sends out the dart. A fake on the res. Flashback will find him. Win streak broken. DRX who managed to get themselves their first defending side round win.
That's a really big one for DRX. At least able to stop the bleeding for now, but damage may be already too far out of it. Stacks still a little bit off here on this map. Flashback though, good for it. And then able to work this corner. I thought EU might be able to get this done for a moment there. I thought he was really kind of feeling it. He looked like he was really engaged in that moment. Might be able to pull it off, but Good hold from DRX. Able to keep that round under control. Buzz still with the op. Push out, take care of the turret for flashback. But no further transgressions to be found. Cryo has been so good here individually. One-on-ones been absolutely incredible. Just want to get that alarm bot done. Nobody going to peek off of it.
It's a drone going to be sent by Stacks. Checking out mid. Counter drone over here in B. Spots one. I don't think they really noted flashback's position. Tries to turn from the flash. One over at Switch, and now he's going to be pinged. I think now they know where he's at, but it doesn't matter because Stacks is making up for some of the failings of his Sova, but is still able to rifle. Mows down 3. Flashback collects the other 2. It's a flawless round for DRX to string 2 together. 4 more to go to tie it up. Still a long ways away.
And like we saw in the previous half with 100 Thieves when they were punishing DRX, this one, DRX is getting a lot of space. They're completely through short A. They completely know that mid is open, not only because of Stacks checking it with the bot, but there's follow-up players moving in there. So this makes it a little bit easier for mentally for Stacks and Flashback to kind of fall back, to play this fighting retreat, to tuck into that cubby, to not over-reveal themselves. Really good patience there by Flashback shown in those moments. Never overextended himself, never gave 100 Thieves much of an opportunity to shut him down, and that's the Stacks we've been looking for, the Stacks that we saw in Lotus.
Right here.
With those crispy, clean shots. Now back over to the A site.
Down, drone in, dashboard. Mako not getting flashed there. Stabilizes the aim, does manage to find one elimination, but Foxy 9 and Mako both going to be taken out. Off shot.
You should run.
Looking to try to take down Cryo, unable to do so. Buzz tucking away here into the corner. Do they read this? Very small margin that he's working with right now to try to pick somebody off. He needs somebody to try to swing into that one. Sees the elbow. Can he get enough? Yes, he can. Spike Plant going to be interrupted, but now they know exactly where he's at, and they're able to burn him down through the box. The counter.
Planted.
Lockdown now invested here from Flashback. TP out to safety from Bang. Hunter's Fury from Stacks looking for a target.
Ooh.
It's the connection on the one. Nature going to be taken down. Flashback finds Cryo. Bang rotating around the side. Stacks spotting him, forces him back. Just needs to try to stave him off. Stop getting to the door. It's Flashback. He's going to try to hold it. He's going to hold it again. Not again. Flashback just does not stop.
Bang hasn't learned. It happened to him on Lotus, and it happens again.
Stuck to it like glue. Bang once again, thinking this guy is going to back off. I've killed his teammate, but Flashback doesn't give a damn.
It's unbelievable. I thought for sure that Bang was going to peek there. That's why I said you got to pull off, because I thought he was going to. Look at Buzz, man. Buzz is
giddy.
I love it.
Oh, that one's going to sting, but 100 Thieves need to shake it off. They are still in such a good position.
Take flight.
Well,
2
now
rounds is all they need.
Yeah.
One more, and they at least guarantee themselves some overtime play at the very least.
you felt like the momentum was so heavily in favor of 100 Thieves that DRX just didn't feel like anything was going their way in terms of, feeling their shots or being in the right positions at the right time. But now they're starting to get there. Now they're starting to feel their mental. They're starting to feel their mechanics. But this Blade Storm could be deadly. Asuna on the other side of that wall.
Peek off the back of that flash and pulls away moments before they would have seen each other. Well, this was a big concern for DRX before, leaving that market open.
Yep.
It's wide open at the moment. There's 3 players pushing forward. The Spike, however, not with them, and Flashback still sat here in B main.
Well, this Killjoy setup for Flashback isn't for this push.
No,
And he
it's
just
not.
got paranoid.
The rush is starting to come through. Flashback, he isolates it. That's going to be the spike down. They know where he is at. He's just going to stay stuck into the corner for the time. Stacks fighting one. Buzz arriving with the knives. Looks for a second kill. Cannot find him. Stacks will be able to get one. Flashback gets a piece as well. And DRX shut it down. The setup wasn't there, but the response was perfect.
I thought this was going to be really potentially powerful here, 400 Thieves, but DRX is able to stem, this onslaught quick enough and long enough, and Flashback wins his duel even though he gets paranoid. The timing there for Nature is just a little bit too long. It took him a little bit too long to get around that corner, and therefore by the time he got there, Flashback either dodged the paranoia, I'm not exactly sure, or it had just worn off by that point. but he wins that duel, and then the counter paranoia from Mako is beautiful. He shuts things down, and now a little bit of frustration starting to come through for 100 Thieves. It looked like this map was done and dusted. They'd won 4 in a row to start this half, but now DRX has answered with 4 in a row of their own.
They're still not out of it. 100 Thieves, they're still the ones in this driver's seat, but DRX are trying to wrest control of the wheel away from them. A timeout called to try to right the ship here. Stop this run back from coming through.
Man,
DRX been on a hot streak with these last several.
it's so swingy. I mean, it's just crazy how these round streaks seem to be put together by both of these teams, and the momentum changes that just seem to kind of happen almost seemingly out of nowhere. I take one big play or one round where there's a small mistake or somebody has a, holds a defuse, the other player doesn't think about it, or it's a huge multi-kill, and all of a sudden the other team is just right back in the saddle. Just going full speed. Flashback is having a really strong performance here now that we switched over. Both of our Killjoys having really good performances on both sides of the map. Now Flashback making this B site very, very challenging, and it's a good bailout from DRX to help Flashback out as he's stuck in B main.
He's buying down a little bit heftier than the other squad, the other players on his team here.
Yeah.
But widely, we did see the previous tactical timeout called by 100 Thieves resulted in a win. Zix was able to course correct after that one. So if not here, if DRX do make it to double digits, I suspect that there's still a plan laid out for that next round as well. Mako sending out Paranoia, does get pinged.
That's a big piece of utility lost early here for DRX. So, I like what 100 Thieves is doing here. They're putting pressure in the mid, trying to keep DRX pinned. Oh, but a lot of attention put at short.
The jump over there from Stacks, spotting several there in mid. Takes a little bit of damage through the wall. Spike gets passed around. Mako rotating now up in towards heaven. Buzz not too far away. Flash lands at Cryo's feet, gets the full blind. There's only one more in the inventory here of Foxy 9, and he's going to start backing away. It has forward to the Paranoia, crashing through, doesn't hit him. Swing out for the moment. Mako not finding the connection. Peeks again, but now needs to be careful as Buzz is rushing down into the site, covering fire, starts coming across as Mako cleans up 2. Foxy as well gets a piece of the action.
Oh.
Headshot is in EU. Some scary moments there for DRX, but widely, they still hold on. And Buzz.
What is Buzz doing?
He's doing his best Locky impersonation, but he's got a damn op in his hand, which is recovered and carried forward. But the heroes of that one, Mako and Foxy 9, just breaking down 100 Thieves on that approach. And now we are just one round separated from being tied up. But again, this is the full buy. This is 100 Thieves at maximum power coming into the round.
I think Buzz felt like he was entering there. He's like, oh, I got to get on the ground and cause distractions.
I'm the Jet.
I'm the Jet.
I have to go in first.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, Cryo.
Okay, Cryo.
He's
Fantastic
so good.
opener, and he's already pushed forward here. The off shot, not connecting the dash back, but he hasn't checked the right side. Flashback, managing to find the kill. Backs away as the Paranoia, crashes across. Gets himself over into Alley. The flash connecting. He's going to try to push up the back of that one, managing to find the kill. Tries to try to get the other one, but also already dead. Flashback, Foxy 9, both going to be following. Suddenly we find ourselves here in a 2v2. The Spike situated over towards Switch. Mako noting him for just a brief little moment, but not enough information to try to set up for a wallbang shot.
Mako's got full utility.
Buzz
Paranoia.
in such a rough position being stuck here. No weapons nearby for him to pick up. It's all on this op.
And he's got 2 angles he's got to worry about. Mako had to go check.
They have a nano. They've got 2 darts plus the recon to try to flush him out. Recon goes out first.
What an
30
angle.
seconds
Nothing
left.
spotted. Gets there on the jiggle. EU taken down. Tries to go for the killjoy. Can't make it happen. Swaps over the shorty in hand. The push comes in and Buzz shuts it down. 3 kills on his lonesome in the back of the site. Buzz carries DRX to a tied scoreline of 11-11.
Unbelievable stuff here from Buzz. What a dodge of that recon dart, and what a shot on the jiggle peak of EU. Just absolutely brilliant. all on his own because Mako had to go and check. They weren't 100% sure if somebody had gone into B main and wanted to come from a flank angle. So Buzz is left on his own to get it done, and get it done he does. One of the best shorty players in the world is Buzz. Loves it more than just about anybody. Shows you why. Well, yeah, something comes to mind.
Nature just trying to jiggle the corner here with that Sheriff. Get a shot across, flashback. Using the turret here as a pseudo bodyguard. Void's taking damage so far, gets a couple shots through. One of those to the head, just through the corner of the wall. Flashback, advancing forward. Nature still advancing his odds, but he will get taken down. The crowd roars are starting to get louder. Mako perfectly poised for Cryo, Barasana. He moves up into the cloudburst and he burns them down. The headshot on the EU. And Mako will finish it with a 4K. The gentle giant roaring into this round as DRX get themselves up to 12.
Wow, Mako coming to life now. And DRX one away from flipping the script here on Ascent, from sending 100 Thieves home, from sending themselves into the semifinals to face Fnatic. And Mako, when you need him most, he might be having a rough day, but now he's at even KD. Money's abound, and Odin gonna be coming through in a flash and dash.
Oh, here comes the Tiles Crunch, the El Clasico play. Two quick kills coming through his EU and Nature gonna be taken down, and Mako punches in onto Cryo. He does get eliminated. Bang, able to find the kill. The flash out from Foxy9 puts the spike down on the floor. Sax here, the ult popped in towards the B site. Drone sees nothing, but Sax is here. He'll hear the tap, and they have a lockdown to utilize here.
What a play here from Bang.
Bang has been so good across these last 2 days. Can he clutch it up to take us into overtime?
Absolutely insane.
At the ready, but there's util in hand. Sax will be the finisher. The defuse will come in, and they might be named the Thieves, but